Today's problems are from Lesson 6, Increasing and Decreasing. Okay, so for each diagram, we have to decide if y is an increase or a decrease relative to x. So what we're looking at is that x is what we're starting with, and we're moving to y. So if we start with x is in 4 parts. So each of those parts would be 25% because we know the whole thing is 100%. So each one of these is 25%. And y is smaller, just missing one of those. So for this one, we would say that y is 25% less than x. Another way we can say it decreases 25%. Okay, the next one, we also again start out with x is in 4 parts. So this is 100%. And y has taken it an extra piece out. So that's another 25%. So in this one, y is a 25% increase of x. Next one, we need to write each percent increase or decrease as a percentage of the initial amount. Okay, and they did the first one for us. Well, that was nice of them. This year there was 40% more snow than last year. So if it's 40% more, we know we always start with 100%, and 100 plus 40 is, of course, 140. So that's where they got that from. Okay, so this year there were 25% fewer sunny days than last year. Okay, so fewer, that means we're subtracting from 100. 100 minus 25, of course, gives us 75. So for this one, we're going to say the number of sunny days is 75% of the number of sunny days last year. Okay, easy enough. Okay, so next one, compared to last month, there was a 50% increase in the number of houses sold this month. 50% increase. So that's 100 plus 50. We know that that's 150. So again, this should be very easy to do. So this one we're going to say the number of houses sold this month, the number of houses sold this month is 150%. So hopefully you're getting more comfortable with these percentages that are larger than 100. But anyway, this month is 150% of the number of houses sold last month. Oops. Okay. So I left the example here for this one, so we still have it. but I think we're getting pretty good at this. The runner's time to complete the marathon was a 10% less than the time to complete the last marathon. So 10% less. So if we start with 100, we subtract 10, we're left with 90. And now we can write our sentence. The runner completed the marathon in 90% of the time to complete the last marathon. I paused there. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but my dog was snoring, so I paused. And I figured I'd tell you what it was too, so in case you keep rewinding and trying to... He stopped. He must know I'm talking about him. Okay, our last one. We have Priya bought X grams of flour. Claire bought 3/8 more than that. Select all equations that represent the relationship between the amount of flour Priya bought, X. So Priya bought X amount, and Claire bought Y. Okay, so let's just make this very clear. Let X equal amount of flour that Priya bought, and let Y equal amount of flour that Claire bought. Okay, so we'll just have that very, very clear. So we know that Claire bought 3/8 more. 3/8 more. So that would mean we would take the whole thing, and we'd add 3/8 to that. So the whole thing, and if we grab our distributive property, we can put this right in parentheses and put an X on the outside. And, oh, here it comes. Are you ready? Woo! Woo! That's always fun to do. And then I can't help but say it every time. So 1 times X is just X. You can put the 1 there if you want, if it makes you feel better, but you really only need X plus 3/8 X. Okay. The other way we can think about this is that if X, or what Priya has, is 1 whole, and then Claire bought 3/8 more, we could do 1 plus 3/8 on its own. I would like to change 1 to 8/8 because it's in eighths and it's 1 whole, so that's 8/8 plus 3/8. When I'm adding, I keep those denominators the same. 8 plus 3 is 11. So that would be 11/8 of X, or 11/8 times X. Now, of course, we have to remember both of these have to be in the equation form. It says here equations. And as you see, all of these are Y equals. So this would be Y equals, Y equals, Y equals. So let's see if we have any that match what we have. So the first one, A, says Y equals 3/8 X. Well, we know that 3/8 X is part of our equation, but it's not the whole thing, so that cannot be right. This one says Y equals 5/8 X. Well, 5/8 is nowhere to be found here. I mean, if we think about it, we can probably figure out that they subtracted instead of added. They missed the word that said more, so this is also not correct. C says y equals x plus 3/8 x. I believe we have that one right here. Winner, winner. So here's one. C works. We're going to keep checking though. So D has y equals x minus 3/8 x. Well, again, they missed the word more because this one decreases, so that's not right. And then the last one we have y equals 11/8 x, and look at that, we have it here, another winner, winner. There it is. So the two that match are C and E.